So
we're going to move into our first segment of the show, which is new title.
This is hurting you a little bit.
I'm a little hurting, but
it works.
For now, we'll see what happens. It's an ever-evolving thing.
So what used to be the long box, because we always tried to put 3 stories in the long box, we've decided that because of last week's episode...
Last time's
episode, where it just kind of flowed a lot more because we didn't try to force anything, we decided that we took the long box out. However, we do still have something. We're calling it the main event. And what it is if there's something worth talking about, that's what we're going to put it in.
And that story for this week, last week, 2 weeks, we're behind, people. We watch sports.
Yeah.
Is Jesse Eisenberg and Jeremy Irons have both been cast for the new Superman-Batman movie as Lex Luthor and Alfred, respectively.
So, my first thought is...
Get rid of that.
That I really actually like the Jesse Eisenberg thing.
I'm going to go with I do too.
Really?
I got...
Now, because he was Facebook.
I got phone calls for it, saying, kind of like, what do you think? Oh my God, how... So here's the version I think he plays.
Okay.
Right now, everyone is used to mad scientist Lex Luthor.
Right.
Right? He's the mad scientist, or he's the president of the United States mad scientist. Either way, he's mad scientist.
Okay.
In the 80s and the 90s, he was just a businessman.
Right. Which Jesse Eisenberg has already played.
I mean...
As Zuckerberg.
I mean, he wasn't just a businessman. He had his hands in a lot of stuff, including Supergirl. And
that sounded really bad.
It was meant to be.
Go ahead.
But I heard this. I really liked the casting.
Yeah.
I like Eisenberg. I think it gives you an opportunity because in this world, Superman's only been around for a year. Give or take. Depending on how long they have the separation here.
Right.
But Superman's only been around for a little while, so you're not going to have a super old Lex. You're going to have a younger Lex.
Yeah.
Someone who is formidable with him.
I think it's going to be really good and because, like I said, to me, he was awesome in the Facebook movie.
I've not seen The Social Network.
You really should watch that movie.
I did see Now You See Me.
Good movie.
Loved him in that, too. Actually, I loved everybody in that movie.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Sheldon. Like, the way he looks at things.
Okay.
He just kind of assumes that everybody is dumber, which, it's, in Sheldon's case, everybody is dumber. So, I mean, I think it would work, that kind of arrogance would play well into a Lex Luthor type. He's a smaller kind of guy. Sometimes Lex Luthor was played as bigger, buffer, blah, blah, blah. But you had Michael... what's his name, Michael? Michael, the Smallville version.
Oh, Michael Rosenbaum.
Michael Rosenbaum. He wasn't a really big guy.
He wasn't a mad scientist either. He was
He was strictly a businessman.
So I think that's what they go back to. And, for my knowledge, the version of Lex I know is the one that had the big flowing 80s red hair from Death of Superman.
I hope he doesn't have, a big afro type
I've read
thing.
a lot of that series.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the Superman, or the Lex I imagine them doing. Now you talk about
Jeremy Irons.
Jeremy Irons, because I don't know anything about him. I looked him up. He looks like he can play the part. That's fine, but you've watched him acting more, so you do that.
Right. So they've got Jeremy Irons as Alfred. I mean, really, I know him from one good thing.
I really would have not been mad if they picked Michael... Brain.
The one you just talked about?
No, the last one. The last.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about. No, I mean, so this is good. Jeremy Irons.
Is he athletic?
No.
Is he an old guy? Are we going back to the?
I think here's the thing. I think he's young enough.
Okay.
That they could use him to perhaps train the next generation Batman. Okay, because in some iterations of Batman, Alfred is a teacher as well as a servant.
True. Hell of a mechanic.
I think he's really he's young enough. He's not so old that he's just the butler Alfred.
Right.
You know, I think he has the ability to be more of a teacher.
Yeah.
And then I was reading something on the internet the other day, and it said something along the lines of they're not focusing on Batman so much as they're focusing on Bruce Wayne with Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if
there's
not
definitely
going
a suit though.
Of course, I mean, sure.
Because his wife and his best friend have
think
seen
about it. If they do it, honestly, I still say this iteration of DC could very well land us to a Batman Beyond character.
If I got a Batman Beyond, that's on the list. Right up there with Age of Apocalypse. Never gonna happen, something's gonna fuck it up.
No, but I mean, seriously, I think it could work because Ben Affleck's he's not gonna do a whole boatload of movies as Batman. He's really not. And so I think it would be cool because if you remember the beginning of Batman Beyond, they show old Bruce being Batman, and
So
he just
you
can't
think
do it
maybe
anymore.
Maybe they build towards something like that eventually.
I don't think Jeremy Irons. I mean, he's 65 years old, but I think he's still young enough in that he could be a good teacher along with Bruce Wayne to teach a new Batman.
Okay.
I think it would be a good way to throw the DC world on its head.
Okay. Both of these castings in general, I'm fine with. Jeremy Irons, I mean, the part of Alfred, a lot of people, the one really good thing about all the four original, what we call original Batman movies, was Alfred.
Right.
His character, the actor, was always good.
Right.
I liked his version. He was the old doddering man. That's fine. But he was a good actor. He portrayed the character very well.
Right.
Of a man who raised this, vigilante.
Right.
So, and then the Lex thing, I like I said,
I'm with you.
I agreed with it. I was like,
I enjoy being a young Lex Luthor.
I was surprised at myself for the response I gave. Like I was like, okay,
right.
I'm okay with this. I don't see him pulling out all the the big weird machines and stuff like that you see Lex wear now.
Right.
I don't see them having a battle at all. I see him being that background or like doing things in the back.
Things.
Yes, I see him forcing villains out.
From the article we're reading, it says in a January 31st statement about the casting of Eisenberg and Jeremy Irons as Alfred, Snyder promised that the young actor will take the character in some new and unexpected directions.
As long as they don't turn him into one of the other bad guys, like if he doesn't, as long as he doesn't turn out to be Parasite or something,
right,
I'm fine. But he creates Parasite,
right,
in some aspects. Like one of his science things. I thought about this. This would be a good way to get Superboy out because he's one of the people responsible for sometimes, depending on when you read it, cloning Superman into a Superboy.
That would be interesting.
So in our Facebook page, let us know. You guys,
Yeah, seriously, we want to start conversations about this stuff. Like, yes,
we do.
I don't know why I'm doing this because it's like down below,
right here,
somewhere down there,
and then you mix it up over here.
So yeah, a little bit over here, a little bit over there. Anyways, so go to the Facebook page again, nerdandthenoob.com, and we want to start a conversation about these things. Our producer Les, he's on there all the time. He loves these conversations. We want to know what you think about Jesse Eisenberg being cast as Lex Luthor.
To talk to us.
Like I said, the Jeremy Irons thing is from what I can say is not been as much of a controversy, but the Jesse Eisenberg thing definitely has. So we want to know what you think.
Yep.
So, all right, I'm good.
That's the main attraction. That's all we really wanted to talk about in depth this week. We're going to